I sent you another one. Hey guys, welcome into the show before the show. Good morning, Ben. Hi, Tanya. Are we up on X? I think it's working, right? Somebody said theirs wasn't working again.
I think something's up with our X account. The feed is completely black.
Well, it's not. No, we were down yesterday and then it came back up, as you know.
Yeah,
I wonder if he's being attacked again.
maybe.
Yes, guys, I am hoarse. That's for sure. I feel good. It's just I had a little congestion. I'm sorry. It's the new voice.
Cannot retrieve post at this time. Please try again later. That's all it says. So yeah, maybe they're having issues.
But let me check the other side here. That's why we did the show before the show.
According to Restream, says we're streaming on X, so I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Man.
It's doing the same thing with the Doge account. They're being attacked again, apparently.
And it's at this time?
Yeah, I guess. Probably the best time for streaming. That's probably why they do it.
No, Kathy says I can see you on X.
Interesting.
I see us on X too.
Well, then there's something wrong with my phone because I can only bring up profiles. It doesn't show any posts. It's really weird.
Hey guys, welcome to the show before the show. I'm saving my voice. Thanks guys for letting us know. So I won't talk a lot. You guys can chat amongst yourselves. Listen to our good tunes by Danielle. It's already allergy time. I know, that's what I started to see where mine came in. If my voice doesn't work, we don't have to use it. We may not make it an hour, but we'll do our best. Well, I'll just have to talk like this and don't have the same energy in the voice. We'll turn into pillow talk. Yeah, baby. I'm glad you guys are with us.
It's from that the dust storm that was in the rain.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
Fires during hurricanes and dust during rain. I've seen it all.
Yeah, no kidding. Glad you guys are with us though on this Tuesday. Do we still have chemtrails going over your area, or have you all noticed? I never notice anything like that, but that's like a Joe. That's a Joe rabbit hole. But then Joe looks at me and goes, "It's no rabbit hole, Vic."
What's really weird is it's definitely been a lot less since Trump's been in office. I'm not even joking.
That's funny.
They're still there though.
I know. I just sent you an RFK.
Yeah, Mitch, to us who pay attention, we definitely notice a difference.
Notice a difference for what?
Mitch is common. He says he hasn't seen one down here at the Gulf of America lately either.
I love our viewers from around the country. This is the show before the show. We are live, getting ready to start officially here in just a second. So happy that you're with us.
Tell you what, the thing to do though now is to follow NextRad. Watch their activity. $9:00.
All right, let's go, buddy. Hey guys, good morning. Welcome into the show. Vic Faust here. Cancelthisshow.com. No, my voice is not great today, but we're attempting to do this anyway. If it is too rough to listen to, I totally get it. Just tell me and we will cancel the show. I will go drink coffee. That's all good. Hey guys, thanks for coming in. We appreciate you joining us on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Myself, Pro Joe behind the scenes, making sure everything looks good. From the chat line, jump in on the podcast, the People's Podcast platform. Logan says, traveling back home from DC, how's the weather? I think you know how the weather is. The weather is absolutely amazing throughout the Midwest, maybe around the country, but I know for sure in the Midwest. And we're glad that you guys are with us. So like, subscribe, share the show. Let people know what we have going on. Lots to get to today. Good morning to everybody. Karen and Jamie and Jeannie and Linda and Paul and Logan. Lots of Trump news today. He has been very busy. He's talking about Greenland. They have an important election today. He's setting the record straight on Canada. We'll tell you what's happening with those tariffs. Also, Trump backing his good buddy Elon. And I love this move. Yeah, people go, oh, of course he has a lot of money. He can go do that. But it's what he's trying to do with that. Trump also talking about Doge. Lots of that stuff going on today. Lots of things that do affect our lives. Alex Jones, top reporter, murdered outside of his house. Just sad. And the only news we have so far on that is he wasn't necessarily targeted. It doesn't appear to be that way from Alex, but it's just violence in the communities. I mean, his home, and we'll get into that a little bit more. Glenn from the chat line yesterday told us that it had come out that it was Mike Johnson who Biden told, I didn't sign those things. I never signed those bills. And Mike's like, your signature's all over them. And Biden's like, I never did that. Well, I went and found that sound because once again, it just shows you who was running the White House. We had no idea. That's going on. Also, remember yesterday, we'll get into this. Twitter, X was attacked. We didn't even have our Twitter audience for the first, 25 minutes or so yesterday. Well, it was an attack. Elon tells you where that attack originated from. Gee, that'll be surprising to hear that. JD Vance was absolutely amazing. This guy has uncommon talent for his age. I mean, he does. I love Ron DeSantis and what he's doing. But my God, I can't see anybody else being a better candidate for president the next time around than JD Vance. He is so damn good. Van Jones continues. The CNN political analyst continues to rip Democrats and talk about just how far they have fallen and how bad their party is and how they have nothing. So that's that. And did you realize that the price of eggs has come down $1.85 just in the last week and a half? That's right, since a new plan went into play. Media won't tell you that, but there you go. Paul says, we still don't know, but we can probably narrow it down to a select group, talking about the attack on X that came yesterday. So we are grateful that you're with us today. First of all, when it comes to Trump and anything else, any other topics that you guys want to jump in and do and bring up, we'll go ahead. The staffers. Well, who knows? We'll see. We'll see what was going on with that. If you have any other stories, jump in. We will talk about that. Also, that's on the People's Podcast platform. You can watch us live right now, of course, on X, on Facebook, on Rumble, and YouTube. And we appreciate you guys jumping in as you do always. Okay. The Dow dropped about 1,000 points yesterday, but there's no reason to freak out. There isn't. And here's why. There's a plan in place. And CEOs are saying in the next 6 months, because they see what's going to happen because of policies that have been implemented by Donald Trump. You got to go through the growing pains first, plus the tariff situation, that they plan on giving employees at least a 3% raise sometime in the next 6 months. So you may hear pundits say, oh, our economy's going down the drain. No, it's not. And I believe it's on purpose. And watch and what's happening. And for you investors, buy those dips. I'm telling you, buy those dips. Now you have to do your own advice. You get your own advice. You have to do your own research. But that's what I would do, because you know Donald Trump is not going to sit back and let things happen in a poor way. They're just not. Things are being set up, and our country is headed in a better direction. We already know that. Okay. So don't freak out. Don't see what's going to happen, and we'll see where that's going. Mitch says Trump could put him on TV regularly, and that would help him become the next president. Or what happens is JD Vance just continues to kick ass like he did yesterday. When it came to, and we're going to see that sound, when it came to that attack, though, here's Elon. Elon was talking yesterday about who attacked him and who attacked X. As you know, we didn't have that during our show for about the first 25 minutes yesterday. But Elon has no reason to lie, and he's got the evidence to prove it. And they can show you where those things go and what happened. So Elon went and talked yesterday. Here it is after what was going on with the whole situation with X. And the whole situation for that is we were attacked. Yeah, you have, it's with Elon, Joe. He went on and he explained what happened yesterday. And keep in mind, Elon is a target. He's a target for a lot of people. And his good buddy Donald Trump, which we'll show you too after we share the sound. No, well, we'll go ahead and, well, okay. No, not that. It's video. Okay.
I don't have any video. I'm sorry.
All right. Let's go ahead and show what Trump is doing. Trump, you can go back up to the picture. Trump's buying a Tesla today because people are going after him. Here's what Trump had to say. To Republicans, conservatives, and all great Americans, Elon Musk is putting it on the line in order to help our nation. And he's doing a fantastic job. But the radical left lunatics, as they often do, are trying to illegally and collusively boycott Tesla, one of the world's great automakers, and Elon's baby, in order to attack and do harm to Elon and everything that he stands for. They tried to do it to me at the 2024 presidential ballot box. But how did that work out? In any event, I'm going to buy a brand new Tesla tomorrow morning. He posted this last night, so that would be today, as a show of confidence and support for Elon, a truly great American. Why should he be punished for putting his tremendous skills to work in order to make America great again? I love that Donald Trump is doing that. I think it's a great sign to show who he is, what he's about, and it's on there. Joe, I did send it to you, buddy. You got it yesterday at 5:34 p.m. So if you could find that again, that would be great because I really need to show that. Made in America, Tesla. Very good from Glenn. Paul Sadisky, the liberals and conservatives are starting to freak out. The liberals and conservatives are starting to freak out because their attention spans are shit, coming from Paul.
That's about the IP addresses.
Yes.
That video.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Trump buying a Tesla. I'm sorry.
Or did you find the video? Let's show the video now. They have the big picture. They have forgotten about what happened over the last 4 years, and this course correction will take some time, but it will happen. Joe finally found that video. This is Elon, as I was talking about, saying who attacked him yesterday and attacked X.
Another thing, everyone's attacking you for your position. What are you doing in the government? There was a cyber attack on X today, which shut it down and may have been foreign sourced. Yes. It's a big story. You want to give us a moment on that?
Well, we're not sure exactly what happened, but there was a massive cyber attack to try to bring down the X system with IP addresses originating in the Ukraine area.
Oh, well, so that's your suspicion. Is the website, is the internet up? Is it up yet?
It's up, yeah.
It's up yet. Okay, good. But I just was looking back. Let me see if I get this right. Another thing.
It wasn't his suspicion. He found it about the IP addresses. Elon says it was Ukraine, where we sent all that money to that poor little country. I don't know. What do you guys think? Guess what Barron's getting? A Tesla. From the chat line, we're talking about Donald Trump buying a Tesla, as we were talking about. Good morning to you, Michelle. Barron may be driving a Tesla around. I don't even know I don't know that much about Teslas. I mean, I see him driving around occasionally. I'm not a fan of that Cybertruck. The new Cybertruck, I think, for 2025 looks pretty damn good. I think somebody showed me a picture of that. The old one, not so much. Sorry, I'm not into that. But the point is, Elon getting attacked with the Ukraine. He says that the IP addresses are coming out of Ukraine. So obviously, they've got a lot of money to go after Elon now, somehow, some way. Oh, yeah, from America. So he's getting attacked. So what happens? Trump says, I'm going to go buy and take care of what I can buy for him. So wonderful gesture by the president. Paul says, I can see it now. The Ukraine supporters will say that Musk is painting the Ukrainians as the enemy. Of course, they're always going to come up with something. They are going to say something in and out all the time. But it's not just that. President Trump also put out this. Oh, Logan says, I have a 2021 Tesla S Plaid. Been a great car. Glad you put it out there for people to know. Trump had this to say about Elon regarding Doge, too. He says, after a federal judge, and this is how they work in lockstep with each other, and this is how the government has to work. We already know that federal judges are trying to legislate from the bench. They've been doing that for a long time, all liberal. Trump said after a federal judge blocked Trump's move, this was the story that came out, to eliminate government credit cards, free money for all those illegals and everybody else. Doge responded by slapping a $1 spending limit on them. Okay, you're going to keep the cards in place? Well, we'll keep. I'm not finished yet. I'll finish it up, buddy. Rendering the cards completely useless. Once again, they put a $1 spending limit on rendering the cards. Completely useless. Love it. Donald Trump, once again, working so well with Elon to keep America in the best situation as possible. Tanya says, not surprised with the Ukraine leader that they would go after X and Elon for everything that he's trying to do. Mike says, smash the like for the great show. We appreciate that as well. I think the money being cut off to Ukraine pissed him off, and they blame him, Musk. They should be blaming U.S. citizens because the amount of money that has gone out over the years when it comes to U.S. aid and others, and money that's being funneled here and funneled there. And yet we know what was happening. It was a great scam. And Americans were the ones who were paying the price for it all. Kimberly says, Trump's always a few steps ahead. Ginny says, that deal is quite incredible. This is cancelthisshow.com. I'm Vic Faust. Projo in the house as well. The voice isn't quite there today. Hopefully it'll be a little bit better tomorrow. But we are rocking and rolling, and hopefully it's not too bad to listen to today. So we will do our best. But it is a big day as well for Greenland. This is another interesting story. Greenland goes to the polls today, not to vote about succeeding from Denmark or pulling away from Denmark, but it's going to show us who they vote for and what could happen with Greenland in the future when it comes to the United States. Donald Trump continues to talk about Greenland. He did yesterday too, about how we need Greenland for safety, for national security, for international security. He's literally saying we're going to make you rich. This blew my mind when it came to Greenland. So whoever Greenland votes today in, if it's more of the conservative party, they're going to work with Donald Trump. Polling shows that more people, more Greenland resident citizens would like to join the United States. And I'm like, oh, okay. The other situation there is this. Is there any way to make that larger, Joe? I appreciate you, bud. This is what Donald Trump had to say. As I made clear during my joint address to Congress, the United States strongly supports the people of Greenland's right to determine their own future. We will continue to keep you safe, as we have since World War II. We are ready to invest billions of dollars to create new jobs and make you rich. And if you so choose, we welcome you to be part of the greatest nation anywhere in the world, the United States of America. Now, we know Donald Trump is always one step ahead, two steps ahead. If they do that, Donald Trump could mastermind this massive piece of land, the biggest island in the world. Guess how many people live there? This crazy stat, that huge island, 60,000. That's it. 60,000 people live in Greenland. That's it. Yet that piece of land has become massively popular. That island has become massively popular and needed when it comes to China, when it comes to Russia, when it comes to the United States. So we'll have to see where that goes. And of course, we'll follow up and see where that goes from the show standpoint, see where people are going, how they voted for that whole situation. 60,000, Mitch saw it. That's right. 60K. That's it. 60,000 people. Gary says 56, actually. Yeah, we're rounding up. That's it. That's not many people. I just find it very, very fascinating and what could happen with Greenland. As you know, we go through our news headlines. Trump also last night was talking about Canada and what's happening when it comes to all of the tariff and money news and so forth. So I'm glad that Donald Trump is now speaking the silent part out loud about what's actually happening. Joe pulled that up. We'll take it full screen. Here's Donald Trump had to say about Canada. We got a couple pages here, I think. He says, quote, despite the fact that Canada is charging the USA from 250% to 390% tariffs on many of our farm products, Ontario just announced a 25% surcharge on electricity, of all things. And you're not even allowed to do that because our tariffs are reciprocal. We'll just get it all back on April 2nd. Canada is a tariff abuser. I repeat, he says Canada is a tariff abuser and always has been. But the United States is not going to be subsidizing Canada any longer. We don't need your cars. We don't need your lumber. We don't need your energy. And very soon, you will find that out. And then in all caps, make America great again. Donald Trump. I love that. We have a leader who is strong, and we show you that all the time. Paul says, if he somehow pulls it off, then maybe Canada could be persuaded. Maybe. I doubt it. There's too much anger there. No, they have their new leader. I don't know who Canada is going to vote for. They basically just inserted another Justin Trudeau. We talked about that yesterday. Jeannie says Canada is quietly sneaky. I agree. They are. They really are. The word Trump fits Donald Trump very well. That coming from Don in the chat line today. And from Mitch, I like the idea of separating Canada in half. That's interesting. Leave Ontario alone and connecting Alaska to the lower 48. Huh. Yeah. And of course, yeah, as Tony says, the new leader of Canada doesn't like Trump either. He's come out against him. Well, of course he doesn't. He's connected to the WEF, the World Economic Forum. He's all about world government. He's all about government. And that's a problem. And if he wins their election over Pierre, we've got some issues with Canada. We just do. And we started to see that because then it would just be, it would be another Justin Trudeau, except I think a more intelligent Justin Trudeau in Canada. I think he's more intelligent than Trudeau. Trudeau was a placement. He was not a very good leader, not a very good speaker, not a strong guy. Kimberly says, word has it the new leader was cozy with Epstein and Giselle Maxwell. Okay, how about that? From the chat line, we don't want Canada. That's just more liberals. Yeah, that's true. It could be. Very well could be. But I wanted to make sure that we knew that Donald Trump is dealing with that. And President Trump was talking about it yesterday as well, making sure that everybody knew what was happening, what was going on. Something else that came up yesterday, guys, and I don't want to harp on it too much, but Glenn brought up the fact that there was video out there, and it was Mike Johnson, Speaker Mike Johnson, talking with Biden, where Biden said, I didn't sign those things. And Mike Johnson's like, yes, you did. He's like, I never did. Well, I went and found that video. So I'm glad you brought it to my attention, Glenn, from our chat line. And this is what we were dealing with. And it's not news of the day, it's evergreen, but it shows you what in the hell was going on. And it also shows you how people around the world hate Trump and why they hate Trump too, because we're changing things. Why they hate Elon because of Doge, because of all the money we were giving out, and it was free reign. We still don't know who was there doing what. And now check out this video from Mike Johnson talking about his interaction with a lost, confused, unpresent Joe Biden.
This explains why they kept Joe away from the public most of the time.
The president reaches over and he grabs my arm and he says, "The speaker and I just need a couple minutes together. Will y'all just leave us alone?" So everybody leaves and he and I are standing awkwardly in the middle of the Oval Office. And I said, "Mr. President, thanks for the moment. I got some big national security things I need to talk to you about. But first, can I ask you a question? Why did you pause LNG exports to Europe?" And he looks at me stunned and he said, "I didn't do that." And I said, "Yes, you did. It was an executive order like 3 weeks ago." And he goes, "No, I didn't do that." And he's arguing with me. I said, "Mr. President, respectfully, can I go out here and ask your secretary to print it out? We'll read it together. You definitely did that." And he goes, "Oh, you talk about natural gas. What I did is I signed this thing we're going to conduct a study on the effects of LNG." I said, "No, you're not, sir. You paused it. I have the export terminals in my state. I talked to those people this morning. It occurred to me he was not lying to me. He genuinely did."
This is what has been happening in America. And this is why when Donald Trump has come in and switched everything, Democrats, liberals, status quo are losing their mind because they don't get those payouts anymore. And all of those things that were done on Biden's watch, we all know that money is the root of all evil. So everything was being done on purpose because of that standpoint. That scares the hell out of me. But now you're trying to undo everything. And Donald Trump knew all of this. And for Mike Johnson to speak publicly about it, thank you, Mike Johnson, because we needed to know it. It's another example, as I've said for 2 years, the worst president in the history of this country, who was inserted on purpose so that all of this crap could literally fly. And that's what they were able to do. And you know what? It is what it is. America is changing and we're getting better because of it. Glenn says, curious if they can nullify bills or pardons. I don't think they could. It would certainly be unprecedented, wouldn't it? It would have to be. I've never heard of that even happening. Just like we never saw a president say, well, he's a special investigator say he's not fit to be put on trial, but he's still fit to make decisions for the country. From the chat line. And the left continued to turn a blind eye to all these shenanigans. So you don't forget about it. You still let people know. You still put that information out there. I said when he couldn't be tried, everything forward should be null and void. I don't know if there's a way to do it. Trump and his team are going to find it. I just don't know if there's a way to do it right now. I really don't. I just don't think they could do it. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see where that goes. I'm just grateful we have the team in place that we have. I was talking about J.D. Vance earlier. Our vice president, he is a kick-ass dude. He is smart. He is young. He is energetic. He is a devout, true Catholic. He is a family man. He is brilliant. He's been through hard knocks. He's humble. And he's so well-spoken. And he knows how to diffuse situations. Case in point, he was speaking yesterday. And I love how he handled this. Because you're starting to see protesters show up at all of these events. They can't win on policy, so they're trying to win with this personality, this attitude. Let's go viral. But people, listen to how he handled this situation. Like the post says, you just can't teach what he has.
Increase in immigration and a massive increase in housing prices. And we have to be honest about that. Well, I see one of our nice representatives out here wants to actually, I guess, continue to flood the country with illegal immigrants, making your communities and citizens unaffordable. But ma'am, with all respect, one of the reasons why we're doing what we're doing is because we want to make it more affordable for Americans to live. That is one of the reasons why we're doing what we're doing. Now, last week,
Isn't he good? Isn't he so good? That's our vice president. I mean, I'll say it. We have the best president in the history of our country that we have seen in our lifetime, at least. And J.D. Vance is proving to be the best vice president we've ever seen. Give me one that is even in the neighborhood of J.D. Vance. Can you even think of one, Bro Joe? I can't. I can't think of one vice president. And the best part about it is Trump is allowing him to be a leader. Oh, Trump's a dictator. No. Trump is the Don, literally and figuratively, and he allows the people around him to do their jobs and report back to him. He allows them to go out and shine, which is so amazing with Donald Trump in this second freaking term. From the chat line, it's a different time now. Never before. With God, all things are possible. It gives me chills. Yes, Obama had a third term during Biden's term. We all know that. Hey, y'all, I'm telling you, I'm proud of all the actions, the orders, and the bills that Trump has signed because they all work together. Speaking of bills, as we talk about this, the Secretary of Agriculture, I can't remember her name right now. She's great too. She came out last night and said, by the way, since they put their new bill in 2 weeks ago to deal with eggs, about a week and a half ago, eggs are down $1.85 carton, average $1.85. That's right. We're getting things done. I started the show off talking about, the Dow dropped, 1,000 points yesterday. Some of the stuff is about tariffs, but it's a growing pains thing. But the great thing is that when you talk to CEOs of major companies, once again, they say, we see the positive coming. You got to go through these growing pains, get rid of all the crap, deal with the tariffs, and then we adjust and we move forward where those other countries don't. Watch what happens. Donald Trump has already told us. By the way, not to be redundant, but I know we have new listeners and viewers who come in on this live show. CEOs say within 6 months, they see the economy being so good that they plan on giving their employees 3% raises, at least 3%. That shows you where this country is headed. From the chat line, how come no one is talking about the 2 illegals that killed someone in New York over the weekend? They both were released 12 and 15 times beforehand. I saw that story as well. There are conservative news outlets who are trying to bring that up. You're right, though. And it's those kinds of situations, that lead us into where we go now. And that's when you have prosecutors who have allowed this to happen, Soros prosecutors who have allowed these things to take place, crime happens. And it's sad what happened, but Alex Jones, his top reporter, Jamie White, was murdered. And he talked about this yesterday. And he wasn't murdered necessarily because of what he did, but as Alex Jones teams have put out, because of what happened with Soros prosecutors, things of that nature. I think he was maybe, I don't want to speculate too much, but I think he might have been robbed, something from that standpoint, but he was literally at his house. But you never know, man. When you do these things, and I'm not trying to go down the deep hole, but you just never know when you're trying to put the truth out there, how unhinged somebody may be or a group of people may be. I mean, I saw people in New York City over the week chasing down Cybertrucks and beating on them because it represented Tesla. Just people losing their freaking minds. And then, of course, we see people trying to go after Elon because who wouldn't want to save money? Going after Elon, trying to have boycotts against Elon and Tesla to try to hurt him. I mean, hell, it's his company that's going to pick up astronauts tomorrow. He's going to pick up astronauts to save 2 Americans. That's how bad the Democrats are right now. But here's Alex Jones talking about losing his friend, and I know it's a side piece, but literally his top reporter, Jamie White.
White, you know him as a great reporter and researcher. He was up here last night working late during the Sunday show and after it. And we even have his last post on X where he responded to Elon Musk. Jamie was murdered last night outside of his home. We sent some people over this morning when he didn't answer the phone, because he's always here early, loves to work, loves to fight tyranny, loves to promote freedom. And when they got to the apartment complex, there was yellow tape everywhere and blood all over the parking lot. And we went and talked to the manager. They didn't know anything. It's like everybody else we see in the left. They just very laissez-faire. But our crew members saw a police officer and went and talked to them, and they made a phone call, and she had the details when she talked to him and knew Jamie. The police officer said yes. He died at the hospital very soon after they got him there. The police responded within 2 minutes, and they had him at the hospital where he was pronounced dead within 18 minutes. Jamie White.
Really sad, isn't it? I mean, we don't have a lot of other details right now at this point in time, but anytime anybody dies, it's horrible. And then obviously if it's somebody that you know, then it makes you go, oh. And then if it's somebody that you know and works for an organization like Alex Jones, then you start to say, oh, okay, where are we going with all of this? But I just felt like it had to get out there. We had to at least talk about that. I don't know. From the chat line, did you see the women's topless protest in France? They were bashing Elon too. Yeah, why would they be going after Elon? I did see it. I really don't understand the hatred towards Elon. From the chat line, that's crazy scary when it comes to Jamie White being murdered. They want a war between us. Who's they? Deep state? Democrats? Democratic leaders? Not sure where that is. I don't know. Did they catch the killer? I don't know. I have not heard about that yet. I just thought it was fascinating that Alex Jones, obviously is shown so damn popular, and Jamie White, if you didn't know, it's super, super, super talent, terrific writer, gets murdered outside of his home, which was just a few miles away from their studios as well. Just all of that is just, it's not what you need. You just don't need any of it. I hate to see it. I hate to see all those things that are going on in this world, and it's sad, but we have to bring it forward. You have to talk about it. Is it on purpose? Is it not? Was he targeted? If he was targeted, I think Alex Jones probably would have said that, but I don't think it was targeted.
Well, with it happening at his apartment complex, he could have had a rival or something with one of his neighbors. You just don't know at this point.
No, that's true. What happened with Soros? Alex Jones put out something else that said it was Soros policies that helped contribute to his murder, which means DAs that aren't tough on crime, that have allowed people to be arrested, charged, arrested, released over and over and over again, just like the situation from New York over the weekend. Paul says the left is truly grasping for anything to hurt Trump and his administration, like throwing darts in the dark and hoping something gets hit. Well, that's true. I mean, just look at what happened yesterday. I mean, Van Jones again, who hates Republicans, who hates Donald Trump, I mean, literally summed up what's going on right now with the Democratic Party. And it wasn't just, well, we'll talk about it when he's done here, but just listen to what Van Jones had this segment on CNN. I mean, it's music to my ears to watch what's going on because they are so lost. Eventually they'll get it together somehow, some way. But I don't know that they're going to have to pick something because they know that just yelling at Elon, it'll rile up their base, but their base is lessening by the day, which is great. Here's Van Jones.
Yeah. And then just lastly, Van, in terms of Democrats and where they go from here, this last week we did see them some people try to protest during the president's address and then House leadership getting onto them, other Democrats calling them out. They still seem to be wandering around trying to figure this out. What's your take?
Can we ask another question? Do I be talking about my own party? Can we talk about Ukraine or something? No. Look, man, we're screwed. I mean, we don't know. No, Democrats don't know what to do. This is a nightmare. Somebody like Donald Trump, we thought we'd at least have Hakeem Jeffries in the speaker's chair to hold him back if we didn't have Kamala in there to do the right thing. Listen, the Democratic Party is going through a massive set of internal crises. You have a party that got trapped two ways. One, defending a broken status quo that nobody likes because they thought that Donald Trump was going to make it worse. But when you're defending the status quo, you're going to lose. And then offending most people in the country, calling everybody sexist and racist and transphobic and every other name, and then saying, please follow us. That's not a good strategy, folks. Defending a broken status quo and offending most of the country turns out is not as popular as my party thought it was going to be. And so it's going to take a while for people to get it figured out. I don't like talking about this. I'd rather be beat up. Can you give me something I can beat up Shermichael about? I don't want to talk about my own party.
I know. It's a tough question. It's a tough question.
Democrats are screwed. We're going through a nightmare. Coming from Van Jones. Donna says Democrats' heads are spinning. They really are. This is the balancing out of what had been taking place the last 4 years. Who is the face of the Democratic Party? They have no direction. They have no leader. That's true. They don't. And even if they have a leader, they're trying to figure it out. And I know that they will at some point in time. They got to figure out what their policy is. Their abortion policy didn't go as strong as they thought it would go in the election. Thank God. That's it. That's all they had. And Americans said, thanks, no thanks. And the Republicans have all the policy. They have all of the popular policies in this country. They do. They have them all. And that's why we are doing what we have to do right now. And the Democrats are spinning wildly out of control, losing their freaking minds, which is just fine with me. But I'm grateful to see the good things that are happening. But that doesn't mean everything is good. It doesn't mean everything is great. Case in point, the only thing that I have seen so far that's really made me question what's going on is what's happening with the FBI, with Kash Patel, with Pam Bondi, and the Epstein files, JFK files. We already know what the FBI was doing in New York and not showing us. If we can take this full page, just came out, I don't know, about 25 minutes ago. And, we do a live news show here and we bring headlines up and we discuss them. This coming from Leading Report that FBI Director Kash Patel has reportedly requested a direct, secure line from his home and FBI office to the Oval Office. Okay, now I'll continue on. That means he would be bypassing Attorney General Pam Bondi and the traditional chain of command. This is per the WSJ, WSJ, Wall Street Journal. So he doesn't want to go through Pam Bondi first. Allegedly, he wants to go straight to President Trump. Or does that mean lines are tapped? Does that mean somehow, some way communicate? This is the only thing that has happened since Trump has taken office. He's in his 8th week right now, kicking ass, by the way. How and why would Kash Patel be asking for that? Now, Kash and Pam Bondi have done public press conferences and said that they're on the same page and blamed the Southern District of New York, their FBI office. You saw their leader walking out the door while the rest of those liberal fools were cheering for him because he gave a redacted Epstein file protecting child molesters and other kind of sexual deviants. Not to get off base real quick. Paul says, unfortunately, Amendment 3 passed in Missouri because of all of that outstate country money. Yes, but it was also because of how it was written. Not to get into the abortion issue, but most people didn't read. Most people that I know that voted for it did not know that abortion could take place up through, 8-9 months. Literally, like, I didn't know. It was a money issue, yes. So back to that subject. Does that concern anybody that Kash Patel wants his own private line? That's serious, deep state stuff. Patel and Bondi are good friends from the chat line. Yeah, they are. And their work. So that shows that him putting that out there publicly is showing what's happening behind the scenes. Can you imagine? You can't even go straight to Pam Bondi because you're worried that somehow, some way, everything is tapped. They will not let all the files be released from Garrett. I agree. Donna says he's kicking ass. But also, over the weekend, did you see this? Kash Patel has now asked for his own security team. He wants his own personal security. That's how deep this runs. We never thought, or at least I didn't, others did on this show, that there would be coordinated efforts to take out Donald Trump, which there were. And it was only by the grace of God that he is still with us and alive. And that was a man running for president. So do we not think for a second something could happen to Kash Patel? Absolutely. From the chat line, they know things are still messed up in Washington. Yeah. Fate. If I wanted to call you, I wouldn't want to have to go to your wife. Okay. I don't know, man. The media is going to twist it to make it look like there's infighting between Patel and Bondi. They've already tried to do that. They tried to do that with Elon and Vivek Ramaswamy as well. And Vivek's like, no, I just wanted to move on. I'm more concerned that we have an FBI director that needs a direct phone line to President Trump. And I'm glad that we know about it. I'm glad we're able to talk about it because that stuff, man, that's serious. That's serious, serious stuff. Kash Patel is going in locked and loaded, and the information that he has is unparalleled. He can take down a lot of people. I agree. Glenn says, I'm more interested in the assassination attempt files. Yeah, which we didn't get a lot of the information about. Kind of just disappeared, didn't it? Oh, yeah, we're going to go away with that now. Rick says, maybe Pam Bondi is not what she seems. Okay, Rick, you said what first popped into my brain. But because Pam Bondi, years ago, there were some people wondering if she'd be the best because of her, Amendment 2 right votes that she had in the past. But I believe she's lockstep. I believe she is total lockstep with Kash Patel. Paul says a great point too. Don't forget that Bongino starts next week. Time to amp things up. And he's going in with energy as well. A little levity. I guess there's no UFOs anymore, huh? LOL. We were back to COVID. All right. Yeah, they tried it between Vance and Trump and Musk. The list goes on, talking about what the media will try to do when it comes to tearing down what this country has going for it. I just felt like that was so damn interesting that Kash Patel wants his own direct line, which shows that, and we already know there's a deep state. We've talked about it over and over and over again, even the Democrats, even Bill Maher. But to the point where Kash Patel is worried about his life taking that job. So God bless him for doing that job. God bless Dan Bongino. I mean, I know he can go back to his $1 million shows, but for doing the job that he's going to do as well. But it makes you think and it makes you wonder, what the hell is going on in our government right now? Is it really that bad? Where do we go from here? What's going to happen also? I don't know. Kash Patel for Mitch may use an executive order to get what he needs to accomplish the mission. Does this make you feel as if, though, we're not going to get those files? We're not going to get Epstein. We're not going to get the true MLK. We're not going to get Kennedy files. I don't know. Do you trust what's going on? Will you trust the findings now of the Epstein JFK files because of what has happened? I don't know. We'll see. No one knows a single thing about what's going on behind the scenes. No, we don't. I don't know. But it is a bold move by Patel requesting a direct line to the Oval Office, bypassing Bondi in that chain of command. But I'm sure he did that they talked together to send a specific message. I don't think it's because he doesn't trust her. I think it's because of all the swamp creatures that are out there. And let's see. And we'll go from there. Joe, since you brought this up, I'll bring it up. I think that this gets into the conspiracy side of things, right? I think it is. You saw what happened here when it came to the Panama Canal, right? BlackRock is now playing a major role and is going to make a whole lot of money. Donald Trump is allowing this to happen. He's a part of this. He could have stopped this, in my humble opinion. But I think this is happening for a reason. I trust what he says with this. Joe, what is your concern with BlackRock now being involved with the Panama Canal?
Okay, so we've established that BlackRock is basically the deep state. They are the ones who finance and are behind a lot of what we report. Why would he give the deep state control of the Panama Canal? That's my only red flag that I've seen from President Trump.
Because he thinks it's going to help international business and he's he's overseeing it.
I don't understand it.
I wanted you to talk about it. I know. When I first saw it, I went, okay, that's interesting. BlackRock's involved, but Donald Trump is a part of this. So there's no way in hell something bad is going to happen because of this.
Yeah, people are going to think things are going to go back to the way they used to be. Well, that's just fiction.
I don't know. Anybody have any opinions on this whole thing? I don't see an issue with it. I know we hear BlackRock and we're like, oh. Glenn says the market, by the way, is down 500 points to start the day. We talked about 1,000-point loss yesterday. Mitch says to take them out. A lot of times you give people opportunities to show themselves and who they are. The old adage my dad used to say, I gave you enough rope and you hung yourself with it.
Exactly. That is what I'm hoping. That is the hopes behind this, that this is in some way going to expose them in some way. So we'll see.
He has a plan. I trust them. That coming from the chat line. Also, why do we have to know the names? I just want proof that the pervs are punished. This talking about Epstein, whomever they may be, scums, their judgment day will come. I always talk about the victims, Donna. How will the names help us get justice? But maybe it's justice knowing who may be associated with it as well. Mitch says eggs are $1.39, and Secretary of Agriculture came out and said eggs are down $1.85 since they put their new plan out 2 weeks ago. So you got that. Gary says the stock market's totally manipulated. I agree. But I think this time, I'm not giving you advice. I'm just telling you what I would do. I would buy the dips. I would buy these dips. And then look at what's happening in the crypto market. That's all I'm going to say. BlackRock and its subsidiaries own 88% of what's in the Dow. Not sure I feel good about it. Fair enough. It's a great point. Totally a great point of what's happening. Also, because of my voice, I wanted to cover one other thing today before we may cut out here just a few minutes early. We normally go to 10 or past that. Tulsi Gabbard announced that she's now stripped the security clearances of some people. And I am grateful that she has done this. Antony Blinken, your security clearance has been revoked. Thank God. Jake Sullivan. Remember those names? The Bidens? Lisa Monaco. Mark Zayed. Norman Eisen. Letitia James and Alvin Bragg in New York. Andrew Weissman. And the 51 signers of the Hunter Biden disinformation who lied. Thank you, Tulsi Gabbard. Another Trump appointee, as we like to say, who was kicking ass. Love it, love it, love it. Linda says eggs are still high at Schnucks. Been buying at Aldi or Ruler. There you go. I got some great lemons from Aldi yesterday.
I have a local produce stand that I go to that has like
Aldi has good meat
farm
too,
fresh eggs, like straight from the chicken coop.
I like it. Those are good things. Guys, I just wanted to give a shout out to our advertisers and who we work with. The Century water system, I know those of you have purchased it. You love it. Takes out everything that's bad. I mean, like a lot of filters and purification systems, but it does more. Chlorine, gone. Fluoride, the heavy metals, 220 PFA, the forever poisons, gone. Heavy metals, chromium-6, arsenic, gone. It makes your water alkaline, which means no acid. You go to hydration20.com. But then here's where the change happens. Through a natural process, they put no electricity used to make it happen. Oxygen back in the water, calcium, and magnesium. And where oxygen exists in the body, diseases and sickness can't. I love using it. I feel great using it. Check it out for $300 in 15 minutes. Literally, you put it under your sink and you don't have to deal with it for an entire year. No water bottles, nothing. You get a stainless steel cup and you use it, and you don't have to worry about microplastics. Stay away from the water bottles as much as possible. Century H2O. Once again, that's hydration20.com. Hydration20.com. There's a reason why not one system has ever been returned. Also, Wenty's in the Chesterfield Valley. We are grateful for their support. Always have been. 18,000 Chesterfield Airport Road. Work hard, play hard. So many damn good food items there. I've been on a kick with their grilled chicken sandwich and chili when I do go in there. Ben has it served up. Love getting that. But once again, they've got so many darn good things. The barbecue meats, the pizza, the buffalo chicken salad, the burgers, the flat tire. There's so many damn good things that are happening at Wenty's. Check them out. And when we talk about sandwiches, we talk about the best ingredients making the best sandwiches. It's at Capriati's in Rock Hill. Go in, tell Jonathan you appreciate them. Advertising on Cancel This. Those sandwiches with the Wagyu beef, the fresh roasted turkey are amazing. Their catering is second to none. I'm not kidding. Try it out. Rock Hill. If you can't get there, let people know to go check it out. Try it out and let Jonathan know that you appreciate it. I loved his Philly cheesesteak sandwich. I'd never been a Philly cheesesteak guy. Absolutely love it. Check out the Philly cheesesteak. It is damn good. Also, grilling season's around the corner. You got to use natural charcoal. Don't use anything else. You get it from Rockwood and buy it from Ace Hardware. That helps out the little guy. This stuff is amazing. Literally, you take a charcoal and it'll break apart in your hand. That's how you know it's natural, no fillers. You don't want to be cooking with fillers on your food. Don't do it. Stay healthy in every sense that you possibly can. Check it out, Rockwood Charcoal. Also, real estate's starting to pick it up a little bit. It really is. Megan Livingstone's ready to take a call, help you put a plan together, whether it's right now, 2 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. Make sure you know what's going on. She's been out busy showing homes, trying to find things for people. It's a different time for real estate. You got to have a plan in place, and every situation is different. Give Megan a call, 314-249-1708. That's 314-249-1708. Or you can email her, megan.livingstone@exprealty.com. Once again, that's megan.livingstone@exprealty.com. And if you guys know of any other advertisers, please let us know. If you also want to donate, you can do that on our website or just go to Venmo or PayPal. We're grateful for all of your support, guys. Thank you so much for making the show what it is. I'm going to get out a little early today to save my voice. We'll see you on Thursday. Thank you again for the wonderful support. We appreciate you guys. Have an awesome day. So for Pro Joe and Vic Faust, guys, God bless America. Things are getting better. We will see you on Thursday.